macro valuation narratives. So this is the tick in the at highs storyline here. What you're looking for is divergence driving away from these price highs. As soon as you see it, you start looking for volume. And as soon as you see volume, you start trading. And as soon as you see volume and you start trading, you start drawing new lines. And you start looking for the next best opportunity, and then the next best opportunity, and then the next best opportunity. And you can see that these trades have incredibly small drawdowns. I mean, if you sold that one, your actual drawdown during that process was 2 ticks. If you'd sold the close of this candle, your drawdown on that was 1 tick. If you'd sold the close of this candle, the drawdown on that was approximately 2 ticks. 2 ticks drawdown. Just 2. And you can see that working your way away from these areas made some reasonable scalp money until we unfortunately saw divergence creeping into the low here into the tick. So there's no new sellers coming in these areas, and that allowed you your walkaway trade at that stage. And basically you sit back now. You sit back and you try and wait for the next big opportunity. Now obviously the ones you're always aware of that you've got to be careful with is things like this candle here, the stop run candle. You want to make sure that the stop run candle doesn't drag new contenders, new players into market here. So you're starting to watch these elements and take a look at this top line here. There's a very definite drive lower here against this top line. And you can see that when we start marking off some previous highs, you can see there's opportunities to deal, high increase in volumes, sell side, and a nice easy money sell off from that price area. When we come up into this high again here, you can see that yet again, easy to spot, sellable opportunities. Just draw the line. Close the candle and then sell it. Draw a line. Close the candle and then sell it. Draw a line. Close the candle and sell it. You can see every single one of those 3 trades made money straight away. Every single one of them made money straight away. And obviously the drive from that sell actually picked up a nice offer below that price level. See it? So we had a capper in place here, holding the price in check there, which meant that you obviously had an ability to say, well, wait a second, if there's a capper in place as well, I know where my target prices are on this one, because we've got everything that we need to try and find that target price. And you can see we trade to the target price almost perfectly. You can see obviously that there's a nice pin rejection in there, and you say, right, there's the trade. And sure enough, that's where the price booked, and the price rallied back off that target price because you saw a capper once, twice, 3 times. When you see it, you can't unsee it. Really easy to spot, isn't it? Really easy to spot. So see that divergence creeping in and you say, you know what, this is still sellable. You wait for the big volume because you want to see somebody selling it, right? You wait for the big volume, you get the big volume, you draw a line. When you draw a line, you start looking for the opportunity to sell. And there's the sell comes in. Boom. Look at that sell, guys, and that divergence. You see it? You see it? And then based on this capper storyline here, based on that capper storyline, you can see there's the cap buyers in place just there. Based on that capper storyline there, on this bigger picture here, you're starting to recognize how nice this opportunity could be to make a measure against that structure there, somewhere in that area, right? And you look in the background and you can see it's got a nice balanced confluence in this area as well. And you say to yourself, you know what, I think we're going to be trading 78s on the Qs, or the S&P, sorry, it's the S&P we're looking at here. And what happened? The price traded 78s, and exactly where you thought it was going to trade. Exactly where you thought it was going to trade. That's exactly where it did trade. Another huge opportunity to get some business done at that price. So when you start to see these things, you can see that we're not selling kind of in a static, one-dimensional world here. And you can understand a little bit about how this structure works here. It's been beautiful, but look at the divergence we got again into this sell block up here. Who didn't know we had a sell block at that price? Who didn't know that this was this structural change here when we went from these cap buyers to what? What replaces a cap buyer, guys? What replaces a cap buyer? Anybody that does this in and out and in and out and in and out every day will know the answer to these questions. It looks like Sebastian's the only one that does it. So the answer is a resting seller, resting offers. So you come into this area and you see that there is sellers pending at this price, right? Sellers pending. So cap buyers change to sellers pending. And obviously when we see those sellers pending and we see the amount of value divergence, not on this one, but on this one, and then on this one, you think to yourself, wow, that's kind of easy. That's kind of easy, isn't it? Massive divergence in value, run up into higher highs. Really easy to see this trade, isn't it? Because you recognize the cap buyer in the background, it becomes a pending sell level. It's also, by the way, the half-back trade, of course. If the price reached a low there and the price high was there, you can see it's exactly where the half-back trade is also located, yeah? So we also have this area, which is a half-back sell area, overlapping this price level as well, isn't it? Yeah? So it's overlapping that price area for the half-back. Does it matter? No. But do you see where the sellable opportunities are? Sure. What happened here? Sell-side order block. So you can obviously see the fast money break here. We didn't break structure, so I don't like necessarily marking these if they don't break structure. I always want to see my buy side or sell side order blocks breaking a structure before I kind of put the chart together, and that way the chart's absolutely rock solid. But you can see that the breaker structure was this one. So this is a sell side order block that I can definitely have on my screens right there. So again, that sell side order block, perfect example of a bearish order block just there, and obviously a price that we would want to make sure we remember about going forward into the screens. We've obviously got a kind of cap buyer in place at this level here. We've already established that there's a cap buyer down here. That's pretty obvious. We can simply mark off that screen there as a cap buyer. There it is. There's the cap buyer in place just there. And now we have our screens all up to date. Everything's now looking absolutely spot on, right? So did everybody have this information? Did everybody have these trades? Did everybody see these areas? Did everybody recognize these opportunities? I hope so. Should make a lot of sense. All